Hey y'all, hey, we are back for another review of what we were reviewing, child, I forget. Ruthless. We are back for another review of Ruthless on BET. We're on season 2, episode 3. Let's just jump right into it. Alright, so Oliver and Andrew, they're still talking about the missing body in the wheelbarrow, which is Lilo, the drug trafficker senator's son. And Andrew finds that it was near the finance trailer, and Andrew kind of gets paranoid about it because the second he gets back, he's now in charge of helping dude look for a body. If you see a laptop over here, just mind your business. I'm supposed to be working from home, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. Anyway, and so Andrew he's skeptical because he says, I just got back. All of a sudden, I got to help you with a body. You're trying to set me up, whatever. So Oliver convinces him that he's not. So we need to get rid of this body. And so Andrew says, let's go look for the wheelbarrow. Let's go figure out where it is and let's go. So initially he left it at the finance trailer, but I guess it's not there anymore. But Andrew says, okay, let's go find the wheelbarrow. Get the body out of here. Well, Oliver is so sold out on the Rakadouchi way, he just can't abandon his post at the gate. He has find somebody to relieve him. He can't leave. And Andrew's like, nigga, there's a dead body in here. And if we get caught, we all gonna die. So being at this gate is the least of your concerns. But Andrew gives him he says I'll look for it for 10 minutes. If I don't find it, you're on your own, basically. I got shit to do. I ain't got time to help you find the spot. Alright, moving right along, and Daikon and Heist are talking, and Heist tells him that it's, hold on. Alright, so Daikon and Heist are talking, and Heist says, that it's sad that Daikon doesn't like River, and Daikon can't help but be jealous because they've been together for so long, and the Heist pretty much tells him it ain't no need for you to be jealous of River, child, whatever sentimentals, moving right along. He tells him that River is harmless and Daikon doesn't really trust him. We now know that he has a reason to not trust him because River is in the middle of a plan along with Ruth and everybody else. So he don't know this information, but that's reasonable. That's reasonable, I guess. And so the Heist and Andrew are all that he trusts, and then he only trusts Andrew upon his completion of the task of killing his wife. So those are the only people he trusts in the whole wide world, child, I guess. The Heist tells him to try to be nice to River, and yeah. So once they're done with that conversation, Daikon tells him, "Hey, I found a hole in one of the back fences, and it's held together by a thread." From what I could see, it didn't look like it was pretty much held together by a thread, like it was just an open hole. But anyway, he says that it was held together by a thread, meaning, whoever put it back together didn't want anybody to know that they're coming in and out or whatever the plan is. We're assuming that somebody's trying to escape at this point. And so, they figure out that somebody's trying to leave, and the Heist can't fathom the thought of anybody wanting to leave him. He's been so good to them. It's so cold out there in the world with the government and evil and whatever else, because all of that is not taking place within the wires of the fence. But okay, sure, whatever you say, your Heist, the Heist, whatever you want to go by. And he imagine how much colder it'll be out in the world, and they should want to be here, blah blah blah. Daikon tells him, don't worry about it, I'll find out who did it. Just calm down. And the Heist, now he's back off the deep end. He's back to extreme measures in his thought processes, and he calls in an emergency meeting because he want to look in the faces of every single person in the cult and figure out who's trying to leave and why. And Daikon tells him, before you do that, while you're doing that, I'll be watching. And what we're going to do is we're going to make examples out of whoever we catch escaping. And, he wants to make an example. Daikon doesn't want to kill them. He wants to make an example so that anybody else is too afraid to leave. Well, the Heist has a bigger plan. He wants to hang them. Yes, wants to hang these people from the pavilion, display for everybody else in the cult to see. Both of those, probably effective methods of not wanting anybody else to leave, but Daikon is trying to use a little bit more rationale because the police are also snooping around, so you might not want to have dead bodies hanging from the pavilion. But What do I know? Anyway, Daikon says hanging them might make them scared, and the Heist don't care. He wants them dead when he's found. So Daikon is giving us strategy. The Heist is giving us emotion at this particular point. All right, so going shooting over to the accountant Joan. She asks River, what Daikon is doing with the Heist, what they got to talk about, and asked if it's still safe for people for the group of people that's leaving that night to still leave. River, it doesn't sit well in his spirit. He says, no, I don't think it's a good idea. I tend to operate off of feelings, and it don't feel right to him. It don't sit right in his soul. But Joan tells him, I suggest, do we need to stop the group? I think they should still go, because I guess this first group of people is integral in the other chain of events that's going to happen for more people to escape. So they're supposed to make it out to a pre-set up car that's outside, and then, report back somehow or another. They're basically the first leg in the race of more people escaping. So Joan, in the grand scheme of things, just wants things to go ahead and move forward so she can hurry up and go too. Right? So, Joan wants them to still go, and she seems to think she's the mastermind. Everybody in this plan seems to think they masterminded the plan, the Great Escape, but child, whatever. River just goes along with it, but he ain't really convinced, and he's not going with this first group. We'll find out why here soon. Ruth walks in her trailer and sees Tally's getting dressed. She's going to see somebody. And Tally accuses Ruth of liking to be close to people of power, with power. Back when they were prostitutes, she would always sleep with the pimps, so she could be close, she could be higher in ranks, she could be closer to the people in power. I mean, it's a survival tactic, I understand, so I wouldn't be so upset about it, but Tally feels like she's doing the same thing with the Heist, because Ruth is not sleeping with the Heist, and she has a greater plan, a smarter plan for getting away. So Tally is, just insulting her in that manner. Just like Danny, who used to be their pimp, she was sleeping with him, and as long as he was nice to Ruth, she didn't care about the other girls. Survival of the fittest? I don't know why I can't see that I'd be too mad at her. I don't know, child. I don't know if I would be mad at her or not for sleeping with the man that's treating me a certain kind of way. But girl, we all sleeping with her, we all giving him my money, so how mad can you really be? All right, so Tally basically accuses Ruth of boning her way to the top. Child, if being high ranking in the cult makes it the top, then the standards ain't that high. But anyway, she accuses her of not caring. Now they fighting, child. They just doing slaps back and forth. Ruth gives her another warning about leaving with that group. Like, okay, I know we just had a fist fight, but I still don't want you to leave with that group that's leaving tonight. And Tally's, kind of threatening to snitch on Ruth, and then Ruth is threatening to snitch on Tally, and then they leave it at that. All right, so William is still pushing that damn wheelbarrow. William is still insisting on pushing that damn wheelbarrow. In the second we find out that he's not pushing the wheelbarrow just to be pushing the wheelbarrow. He's pushing the wheelbarrow because he wants to get stronger. He wants to get his strength up, get his endurance up. And he's talking to Andrew. Andrew has intercepted the wheelbarrow yet again from William, and William just wants to get stronger. And he wants to get stronger so that he can fight back when the government comes. This is his initial sentiment to Andrew, like, oh, when the government comes, I want to be able to fight back, want to be able to protect myself, blah, blah, blah. And he also tells him that nighttime is the only time that he has to practice, because he's so busy doing so much other shit during the day. He has to be stronger. This is his only concern. He don't care about nothing else. If you want to fight me, you can fight me, but I need to get stronger. And we further learn the truth as to why he wants to get stronger in this segment when he's talking to Andrew, and he kind of slips up and tells Andrew, like, I gotta be strong enough to fight him off when he comes to me, and I need to be able to fight him off. He being the Heist, because we know the Heist has been raping this young guy night after night after night, which is why he doesn't eat, because he has to be prepared for the Heist. Let's just say it like that. So he wants to be stronger. The highest hurts him every night, so I don't know how he could train at night if the highest is violating him at night as well. But we'll go with the storyline. He doesn't want it to happen anymore, so he's trying to build up his strength so the next time the highest comes onto him, he'll be able to fight him off. So he's determined to fight back, and Andrew shows him just a simple self-defense technique. You know, when somebody grabs you on your shoulder, you flip them off of you, and tells him that I can teach you that and more in the future. But as for right now, I need this wheelbarrow. I need you to go to bed, and I need this wheelbarrow. So William is convinced, like, okay, he can teach me self-defense techniques and what I need to know, so I don't need a wheelbarrow. I'm good. You can have it. And so he says he'll help him later on. But Andrew also tells you, you know, not only will I teach you self-defense, I'll teach you much more later on. So that kind of gives me a sign of foreshadowing that Andrew has an escape plan as well. So Andrew has his own escape plan. Ruth has her own escape plan. Ruth and Tally have their own escape plan. Ruth and then the gang of young adults have their own escape plan, right? However, the young people crew, they're gonna lose some bodies. I'm sure they're gonna lose some bodies coming here soon with this botched attempt at an escape. But we'll put a pin in that, right? So everybody trying to escape at this point. The highest thinks he's sold everybody on how wonderful and how great he is, but everybody's finna go. It's finna be nobody but the highest and Daikon here very soon. And Oliver, because Oliver still believes in the Rakadushi, even though he killing people and chopping heads off and having sex and doing a whole lot of other crap. Interesting. All right, so Andrew looks under the wood and confirms Oliver's story. And the body seems to it seems like the body has started to decompose because the smell is getting very strong. So time is of the essence. We gotta get this body out of here because anybody smells it, they're gonna find it. We're all dead, basically. So back at the front gate, Oliver and Clark are talking, and he sees that Oliver is anxious. And Daikon comes to get Clark and tells him Daikon comes to get Clark and shows him the hole in the fence that he told the heist about. Now he needs Clark to be his eyes and ears. And tells him to let them leave when you see people leave. So he's kind of, Daikon is kind of smart and knowing, okay, there's a hole here. There might be an attempt tonight. When they leave, don't say anything. Let them go, and we're going to track them into the woods. Get them as far away from the camp as possible, so that nobody can hear what happens next. So, yes, it's not going to be good for whoever goes out of that gate on that night. Elder Agatha, she's still looking for Lilo. Oliver says that he's gone. Somebody came and picked him up. He says, baby's car won't start. So, she says she needs him. It's very important. So boom. And then she's like, okay, I hope he is fine because we need him. He's very important to us. And that the Rakadushi sent him to help us out. He's a heaven sent. He's a God sent. No, he's dead, sis. He's nothing sent because he's dead at this point. Okay, Bleach Girl. The girl that drank bleach in last season. Her and her bestie are still arguing. Same arguments as Ruth and Tally. They're on the same plan, but with differing opinions about the plan, right? So, Bleach Girl's like, I still gotta go to a hospital. I still don't want to be here. I still want to go, so I'm leaving with the group tonight. And her best friend is she's tortured at the fact, like, I don't want you to go. I'm just gonna operate off the assumption that she feels like something isn't right. I don't think she ever verbalized it, but something ain't right. I don't want you to go. Please don't go. Please don't go. Please don't go. So they give their own justifications, and that's that on that conversation. Andrew comes back to the gate and tells Oliver that I found the wheelbarrow, and he says that we got to get this body in the trunk of that car and get that car away from here as soon as possible. And Oliver tells Andrew that, he learned. Andrew wants to know, like, okay, we got a plan of attack, but what I want to know is, how did you chop up a body so effectively? Like, how you do that? And Oliver tells him, like, I learned to chop up a dude like that in prison. I didn't know Oliver was in prison. I thought he was in the army, child. No, he was in prison. I mean, depending on who you ask, it's the same thing. But yes, Oliver was in prison. And that's how you learn how to chop up a body so perfectly. Ugh, that's scary. But now, he has a job to finish after everybody goes to sleep. Get the body in the car, get the car away from the camp. All right, so Tally goes to the mechanic and he's drinking his own moonshine and tells him to follow her on the bus because he made a promise to help her see her daughter in exchange for sex, basically. And so she follows him to the bus, and while that's happening, the group is tiptoeing out of that, around the grounds, and then they go through the fence. And so the little young bestie is begging Bleach Girl not to leave. Like, the Bleach Girl sees them like going towards the exit, and she's like, no, she's conflicted about, should I stay with my friend or should I go? Eventually she does not. I think from what I understand, she never leaves. She stays there with her friend. They're just hugging and crying, and me and you, us never part. And she don't ever leave. Wise on your part, Bleach Girl. Very wise. So Clark sees that they left, and he goes to Daikon and tells him exactly what he saw. It was 6 of them. He could only identify some couple that was there. He don't know who the rest of them are, but they are gone into the woods. And Daikon says to give him a head start. Then y'all go get them. Y'all go get them and circle them. Just block them in the woods. Don't let them go nowhere. And gives him a phone to call him when that's done, and where they are far enough away from the grounds where nobody can hear or see them. Now in this scene, I was disappointed. I was very disappointed because I thought Clark was just going to be the eyes and ears but not report anything back to Daikon, because I feel like Clark kind of want to leave too, especially after the eldest mother came on to him. I thought he just wanted to go, or maybe I read him wrong, but child, I guess he sold out to the Rakadouchi as well. He done snitched on the people, and they all about to damn die. Wonderful, Clark. Wonderful. All right, so elder mother is in there chilling. She tired, looking for Lilo. Was taking a lot out of her old bones, and she just needed rest. So Elder Alberta comes in and tells her the same story that Oliver told her about where he ended up. And elder mother, eldest mother, she's suspicious because she can't never mind her damn business. And Alberta tells her Tally's a bad influence, and maybe, they shouldn't move her so that she don't poison any of the other girls. Other mother agrees, and that's it. And then she's like, okay, child, I'm tired of talking. I'm going to bed. Unnecessary scene, but child, whatever. Okay. Andrew goes to Daikon and shows him proof that his wife is dead. Shows him proof that his wife is dead. The stage photos, the stage press releases, ads, commercials, something. Whatever else you find on the internet to confirm somebody's dead, he provided all that to Daikon. And Daikon is pleased. So pleased that he kisses Andrew right on the mouth. Yeah, right on the lips. And he was relieved that Andrew completed his task, because he had to be sure that Andrew was all in. So now they're on the way, skipping along to tell the highest the good news. And then he tells Andrew on the way while they're walking there, he tells Andrew about the people that want to leave. And then they go to the highest, and the highest is just so pleased with Andrew. Blah, blah, blah. Don't nobody care. All right, so Lynn is still whining about wanting to get divorced from Brian, and that Brian is too perfect and she can't live up to that, and says she slept with Malcolm, which is the same guy that slept with Andrew's wife. I don't think that happened. I think she just said it just so Brian could just have some sort of emotional reaction and just let it go because she want to go. That's my assumption. But I understand what she's saying when she's saying like Brian is too perfect. Like, he's never upset about anything. He don't never have an emotional reaction. Everybody likes him. He's just so wonderful and just so great like that. I can see how that'd be hard to live up to. So understandable, I guess. But Lynn is also an addict, and she probably just want to be free to use as she has been before. So could be both. Both can exist. So yeah. All right. So Andrew walks up on Tally and the mechanic having sex. He walks up on them having sex in the bus, and that concludes episode 3. Episode 4, I'm sure, the people that's escaped, they're going to end up dead somehow, or at the very least made a major example out of. So, we'll see how that goes. So that's the end of episode 3. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.